let's take a look at the basic settings features of droplet computing from an administrator's point of view. So let's open up the cogwheel and look at what those settings are. Screen resolution, keyboard layout, how much memory I'm going to give to the container, how many cores I'm going to give to the container, and whether or not I've enabled hardware acceleration. So when you install droplet computing, you also get an additional executable for Intel Hardware Acceleration Manager. Strongly recommend if you are running on an Intel endpoint device that you enable this feature. You'll see a huge difference in the performance of the applications and the capability of the container, especially for those apps that require that a little bit of extra grunt, GPU, IOPS or memory based. So yeah, I strongly recommend you enable this particular feature. When you install droplet computing, you create a share file on your endpoint device, irrespective of what the operating system is. So the 4 OSs currently supported on droplet are Mac OS, Windows 10, Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 or Ubuntu. And when you install the container, you will create a file share, and in that file share you can put install media, documents, whatever you want, but basically anything you put inside this container is then synced and is copied into the container, and the container itself has its own file share. So let's show you that. So from here, I've showed you the device file share, there we go, and again from here I can open the container file share, and there you can see it's the same folder. So let's go back in here again. Let's go back in here again and open the share file. You'll see it's the same files. If I double click install media, double click install media, you'll see that it is the same files that I've opened. There you go. So that's one way of transferring install media between your device and the actual container. There's many ways, but that's one of the most popular ways, depending on obviously the size of the file. Another folder that's created when you install Droplet is the images folder, and inside that folder is kept the .droplet files. Now I actually have 3 .droplet files installed inside there. In this case I've got a DCI-M .droplet file, which is this one, and that's basically my golden image. So the .droplet file is the golden image. Every time I add an app, change an app, modify the container in any way at all, i.e. put Java in there, Internet Explorer, Jinitiator, etc. Anything I put inside that container, the .droplet file is modified, and it's that .droplet file that I can then use with SCCM or any other similar tools to build once and deploy too many. Now as I said, I have 3 different .droplet files there, so theoretically that's 3 different desktops. That could be 3 different end user groups within an organisation. The DCIX image, for example, is my XP apps that I use. Very different user case and a very different size, hugely different size of desktop, purely down to it's an XP build, not a Windows 7 build or a Windows 10 build. I also have a Windows 7 specific build there for certain apps that again I use and can deploy too many. So hopefully that answers some of the questions on how does an administrator build and deploy apps. Now likewise, your organisation may not want to enable the share file feature. So as an administrator I can disable that feature. So I showed you from this button here I could access that. Now that access has been removed, and as an end user I cannot access the file shares between the device or the container itself. So that's very easy to do, just enable or disable. Likewise on the password, you can click here and change the password for logging in as an administrator. Or alternatively, we touched on the .json files. You can also export the .droplet file / image as a .json file. Again, very small file that you can then put onto SCCM and deploy to many. So let's look at some of the administrator tools. So I'm logged in as an administrator. This toolbar spanner on the bottom here, that doesn't appear if I'm logged in as a user. It only appears if I'm logged in as an administrator. And from here I can open up the Windows Explorer, and as you can see, it is a Windows Explorer, the same Windows Explorer that we've known for years. And from here I can map a network drive, same way I would on a traditional desktop. I can map a network drive, a specific folder or drive, same way I would normally do. Or alternatively, I may want to do it through traditional tools such as Control Panel. And again, you'll see here that it's the same control panel that we've been using for years in a Windows environment. So again, once you're beyond the front screen or droplet computing, there's very little training involved for an average desktop administrator. Another administrator feature you have is command prompt. So again, from here, if you want to run some scripts inside the container, you can do. So training wise, there's very little training for any admin that's familiar with Windows desktops. Hopefully this short video has answered a lot of the questions you may have around droplet computing, and hopefully you found it beneficial. If you did, please hit the like button. If you have any applications that you'd like to test in your own environment with a droplet container, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to get you set up with a free no obligation proof of concept. And once again, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching.